So I want to hop on here real quick and talk about exactly what is happening right now on the planet. This is a download that I've been getting over the last couple of days, and I'm feeling very called to start to share and explain this whole breakdown that we're witnessing. So what we are seeing is an actual two-world split that is occurring on the planet right now. And so you have these old inorganic timelines and these organic timelines, and all of these timelines exist simultaneously. You don't have to go physically to a different place to access an inorganic versus an organic timeline. It all exists within the same space. And so what I mean by an inorganic timeline is the old structures. These are the structures of enslavement and imprisonment that humanity has been placed under by entities that are heavily focused on service to self. And so they have created this structure or this entire paradigm that is primarily built on the foundation of inorganic timelines. So if you think about wage slavery and victim consciousness and disempowerment, and creating and moving through life from those viewpoints, these create timelines that splinter off. And if you are only holding that type of consciousness in your mind, which is what that framework is built on, these are the timelines that you will continue to exist on. And so what we're seeing is a complete breakdown of those structures. This is, if you want to call it, welcoming in the age of Aquarius, or what the Mayans predicted as the end of the world, which really they were saying was going to be the beginning of a new era. So when you have a lot of people on the planet currently who are anchoring in these new organic timelines and these new higher dimensional energies, what happens is you see a splintering off or a two-world split. And so the organic timelines, these are the ancient codes. These are the ancient timelines. These are the ancient time, space structures that are built on abundance and freedom of expression in expressing your uniqueness and opulence and organic. Anything that is organic in nature is not, it is eternal, right? It emanates eternity from itself. And these are the organic timelines. And so as this two-world split is occurring, you have the old structures that are falling and failing and crumbling. We can see that playing out in the financial system, in the health sector, in our government, in our political area. These are all old paradigm structures. And this new paradigm that is coming in, that is anchoring on the planet, is the old ways, the ancient ways, the golden age, or the way that's returning from the days of Lemuria, or the ancient builders who seeded this planet. So as these organic timelines are coming into play, you want to be aware and discern about which timeline you are choosing. Organic will play itself out as anything that expands your consciousness, or expands your level of freedom, or expands your level of abundance, or expands your service to others capacity, your co-creative, your manifestation, your creator abilities. These are all the creator codes that exist within the organic timelines, because this is how the original ways were. It was not bent on enslavement, destruction, victimhood, all of those things that were created as a false construct or a false illusion to keep people trapped into those time cycles. And so that they continue to create karma from those time cycles just out of not seeing the organic structures that have been withheld or cut off, because your consciousness cannot perceive that if you are caught in those lower dimensional timelines. So I want you to imagine for a minute that you're in a house, and the house is all you perceive to be that there is. You look around, you see windows, doors, and you don't perceive anything else existing outside this house. All you see is the house. So the house, if you want to imagine, is like the prison. It is the lower dimensional, lower 3D dense time-space reality. And existing outside of that house is the higher dimensional organic timelines. And once you leave that house, then your awareness begins to be focused on these higher organic timelines of sovereignty and abundance and freedom and service to others. So as we're witnessing this cutoff, this split of people choosing to raise their vibration and start to create from the higher timelines versus people who may be still kind of stuck and want to cling on to that dense, lower structures of reality, of victimhood, of I'm not in control, I have no say over my life, those types of things that these are two different ways that you can create your reality from. So for some people, this is going to look very chaotic as these structures are falling. It's going to look very Armageddon-like. For others who are already stepping into these higher timelines that are anchoring themselves on the planet as these structures are crumbling, they will start to actually have a higher level of freedom, more abundance, more sovereignty. So I want you to think about which timeline are you going to choose, because they are both available. They're both available to you. So either you choose to stay in what you've largely known as reality, or there's the opportunity here and now as New Earth is anchoring itself onto the planet to be able to step into these higher frequencies and higher octaves. And once you step into these higher frequencies and octaves, when you start experiencing more synchronicity and more magic in your life and more signs that just appear out of nowhere, that's when you know that you're starting to anchor yourself into higher timelines that are based on more co-creation and abundance and bliss and joy and all those great things. So the journey from both worlds basically just consists of shedding a lot of layers of reality that you thought was true and waking up to the truth of who you actually are and the power that you actually hold within that was granted by Prime Creator. As above, so below. So as above, the Creator has also instilled within us our own creator codes that we are able to use and manifest the reality that we desire to live in. These are the true Christed or Christos, Christ consciousness codes that we have been largely shielded from and hidden from. We've been hidden. They hid ourselves from ourselves, if that makes sense. So I want you to start thinking about, as you're seeing all this play out and all this chaos and a lot of uproar, just know that these structures are shifting, that there is a massive shift occurring and happening on the planet right now. And there is a huge paradigm shift. There is a two-world split. There is a cutting off. And you have the opportunity to either stay in the three-dimensional, dense, lower structures, or these higher octaves are available. So should you choose to step into them. So wholeness and balance, vibrations, and thank you very much.